Hello attorney, recently po ay may lumabas na press release from BIR. Nasisingilin daw po kaming mga vloggers o social media influencers for the income na na-receive namin. Sideline ko lang po, ang YouTube channel ko. May law po ba talaga, na dapat kami magbayad nito? How can they trace, yung mga na-receive naming income sa YouTube? Please enlighten me, and my friends po. Thank you.
Income ng vlogger o social media influencer. Dapat bang i-tax? May batas ba na nagsasabi na kailangang magbayad ng tax ang mga Filipino vloggers o social media influencers sa income nila na galing naman sa ibang bansa? Ang Korte Suprema ang laging nagsasabi na ang buwis ng taong bayan ang nagbubuhay sa gobyerno at kung wala ito ay hindi mabubuhay ang isang bansa. Taxes are the lifeblood of the government and should be collected without necessary hindrance. Without taxes, the government would be paralyzed for lack of motive, power to activate and operate it. Dahil dito, meron tayong mga tax laws na pinapatupad upang singilin ito kahit nasaan man ang isang Filipino, nasa Pilipinas man o nasa abroad. Kahit saan nanggaling ang income, either sa loob o labas ng bansa, at kahit anong form of earning your income, either in cash or in kind, bawat residenteng Filipino ay may obligasyon na magbayad ng tax.
Kasama po ba dito, ang mga Filipino vloggers, o social media influencers?
Yes, ang mga income na na-receive galing sa monetized YouTube channels ng mga Filipino vloggers, at mga income from paid endorsements ng mga Filipino social media influencers, ay considered na taxable income. Dahil ito ay income na nanggaling within the Philippines, o kahit na outside of the Philippines pa, ang sources nito.
Anong batas po ang nakakasakop dito?
Malinaw sa Section 5 ng Republic Act No. 10963, known as Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion o TRAIN Law. An income tax is hereby imposed on the taxable income defined in Section 31 of this Code, other than income subject to tax, under subsections B, C, and D of this section, derived for each taxable year from all sources within and without the Philippines, by every individual citizen of the Philippines residing therein. On the taxable income defined in Section 31 of this Code, other than income subject to tax, under subsections B, C, and D of this section, derived for each taxable year from all sources within the Philippines, by an individual citizen of the Philippines who is residing outside of the Philippines, including overseas contract workers referred to in subsection. In short, as long as Filipino ka, at residente ka ng Pilipinas, lahat ng income mo ay subject to tax, regardless kung saan man ito nanggaling.
Paano naman po malalaman ng BIR, ang income mo as vlogger, o social media influencer?
Gaya ng nasabi sa una, ang taxes are lifeblood of the nation, kung kaya binibigyan ng batas, ang BIR ng kapangyarihan, na maghalukay at alamin ito, sa mga kumpanya na nagbayad sa iyo. Kasama sa power na ito ng BIR na i-require ang YouTube, at iba pang companies na nagbayad sa mga Filipino vloggers, o social media influencers, na ibigay ang records ng mga nabayad nila. Ito ay malinaw sa Section 3 ng Republic Act No. 10963, also known as Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion o TRAIN Law. Sinasabi sa Section 5, power of the Commissioner to obtain information and to summon, examine, and take testimony of persons. In ascertaining the correctness of any return, or in making a return, when none has been made, or in determining the liability of any person for any internal revenue tax, or in collecting any such liability, or in evaluating tax compliance. The Commissioner is authorized to obtain on a regular basis from any person, any information such as, but not limited to, costs and volume of production, receipts or sales and gross incomes of taxpayers, and the names, addresses, and financial statements of corporations, mutual fund companies, insurance companies, regional operating headquarters of multinational companies, joint accounts, associations, joint ventures or consortia, and registered partnerships and their members.
May parusa po ba ang hindi pagbabayad ng buwis ng Filipino vloggers o social media influencers?
Yes, ang hindi pagdeklara ng tamang income ng mga Filipino vloggers o social media influencers at hindi pagbabayad ng taxes ay isang form of tax evasion na pinaparusahan ng kulong ng hindi hihigit sa 10 years at multa. Nasa Section 76 ng Train Law. Section 254. Attempt to evade or defeat tax. Any person who willfully attempts in any manner to evade or defeat any tax imposed under this code or the payment thereof shall, in addition to other penalties provided by law, upon conviction thereof, be punished with a fine of not less than 500,000 pesos but not more than 10 million pesos, and imprisonment of not less than 6 years but not more than 10 years, provided that the conviction or acquittal obtained under this section shall not be a bar to the filing of a civil suit for the collection of taxes. LexMeet teachings. Mag-register ka sa BIR bilang Filipino vlogger o social media influencer. Kung sideline mo lang ito, ideklara mo ito sa income tax return, kasama ang salaries mo sa full-time work mo, para makaiwas sa anumang legal na problema. Kahit 250,000 pesos o pababa ang income mo dito, kailangan mo pa rin na magparehistro pero exempted ka sa pagbabayad ng tax. Alamin ang batas nang hindi mawalay ng landas. Tumutok tuwing Biyernes sa Everyday Law. Mag-subscribe rin sa aming YouTube channel. May tanong ka pa ba tungkol sa income tax o ibang legal concerns? Magtanong sa abogado for free gamit ang Assist. I-download ang LexMeet mobile app, available sa App Store at Google Play. Maaari ring mag-register sa www.lexmeet.com.